So it's officially been a little more than over 24 hours for WrestleMania 41. Nights 1 and 2 have now concluded. And oh man, there is a lot to talk about. But for today's video, it's simply just ranking every single match from WrestleMania 41 from worst to best, based purely on my opinion. So let's go. Coming in last place, and this might get me in trouble with a lot of Rey Fenix diehard fans, and yes, I'm very well aware that this graphic isn't updated. We have Chad Gable, El Grande Americano, versus Rey Fenix. That is Rey Mysterio on the graphic, let me be clear. But since the replacement, I can't lie, I wasn't hyped for this match the second I heard Rey Mysterio's injury had taken him out of this match. That's why it comes in at number 14. However, it is a very solid wrestling match. It's just not to my taste. Odd Lucky 13, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending the women's tag titles against Lyra Valkyria and now Becky Lynch, not Bayley, where it was a good match, a good pop, underwhelming match, and they then dropped it 24 hours later. Number 12, The New Day versus the War Raiders, and honestly, this was my cooldown match. I didn't care for this to be on WrestleMania. It was honestly a barely acceptable match that shouldn't have been on WrestleMania in the first place. In my opinion, the SmackDown Tag Titles match should have been on WrestleMania, not this. Decent match, still underwhelming. Number 11, Jade Cargill versus Naomi, and let me just say this. I do not like throwing shade on wrestlers. I actually do like both these women individually, and I'm very happy for them making it onto a WrestleMania card and having a showcase match, but this was just decent in-ring, a very predictable winner, a predictable plot where Jade Cargill gets beaten up for most of the match and then makes a comeback. Predictable, decent in-ring, not for me. Kicking off the top 10, main event Jey Uso, who really became show opener Jey Uso in this match if you think about it, versus the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. And again, this was a very predictable match based on the way WWE was setting it up. I think this was honestly the perfect way to kick off WrestleMania, having everyone be hyped for a Yeet Party with Jey Uso having a win, and a good way to set up WrestleMania as a whole. Number 9, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, and honestly this match would have ranked way higher if it wasn't for the last 2 minutes, because are you trying to tell me that AJ Styles, a man who beat Prime John Cena, lost to a trashy YouTuber? Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys figure that one out. Number 8, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship, and in my opinion, I remember this match for 2 reasons, both including LA Knight. The Maserati entrance and the countered BFT in mid-air on Jacob Fatu. On the other hand, I'm also glad that Jacob Fatu has finally won a singles title in WWE. Number 7, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight, and if this match literally just had some blood, it could have easily been a top 3. I love the entrances, I love the action, but in my opinion, it could have had just 5 minutes more of action, and it easily would have been a top 3. Number 6, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE Championship in the main event of Night 2. Now look, I know there are going to be people that disagree here. Some people might say this is way too high based on the quality of the match. Some people might say this is too low based on the atmosphere of this match. But we must remember, what did John Cena say? He set out to ruin wrestling. And then he did with Travis Scott. That's why this match is so high, but also kinda low. It's dead in the middle of this WrestleMania. Number 5, Randy Orton's open challenge versus who we now know was Joe Hendry. And again, there are going to be people that disagree, saying this match might be way too high on this list, considering it was just a cool-down match. But I loved it. It was very much needed at the time for the vibes and the atmosphere and the fact that Randy called back 20 years earlier to his original gear and the fact that Joe Hendry appeared at WrestleMania with the TNA World title. And another reason, why is this match so high? Because this right here is hilarious. Next. Number 4, Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Women's Championship, and more than anything, this was a great match with fantastic entrances, and I'm just very happy that Tiffany Stratton beat Charlotte Flair. Number 3, for the Intercontinental Championship, the Fatal 4-Way between Bron Breakker, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. This match was pure action. for the better part of 10 to 15 minutes with the right winner. The crowd slowly gaining back into Dominic Mysterio's side as he finally wins a single title was a masterpiece. My runner-up, the Women's World Championship Triple Threat match, pitting Io Sky against Bianca Belair against Rhea Ripley. What a way to kick off WrestleMania Night 2. Great entrances as usual, a champion's entrance for Io Sky finally, and the right deserved winner. Now, personally, I wish Rhea would have won this match, but I'm also very, very happy WWE decided to pull the trigger on Io winning this one. But coming in at number 1 for me, the main event of night 1, the triple threat pitting Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman in his corner. And this match was just built on storytelling, elements of surprise, elements of betrayal. All three men had perfect entrances, whether it was Seth with the flamethrower, Roman without his wise man, CM Punk with his best friend, and this fire burns even making a return, which got everybody emotional for the moment. This had, in my opinion, the perfect winner, having Roman take the pin, Punk being out of the equation, and Seth, 10 years later, pinning Roman Reigns again in a triple threat after a Paul Heyman betrayal. A perfect full circle moment to close out night 1 for WrestleMania 41.